Is Plunder coming back for Warzone 2? Take a sit down, kids. We need to talk. Let's get some gameplay going. Right, so I have done extensive research on this topic because Plunder for me is the only good thing about Warzone. I'm not a battle royale guy. I'm not. I don't understand how people can be. To me, it's slow, it's boring, it's slow and boring and slow. Yeah, for me, honestly, I think what would be more fun is having each one of my toenails individually ripped off, because that's not Call of Duty to me, you know, and it's not, and that's fine, you know. And Plunder was always what would kind of bridge the gap, because I want big Call of Duty. I mean, you know, I was a Battlefield player for a time, and I enjoy Battlefield, but at the minute, Battlefield isn't really offering me anything. You know, Battlefield 2042 is shit, and the other ones, I was never a big fan of Battlefield 5 anyway, and Battlefield 4 was a long time ago. So, you know, I'm not going back to Battlefield. I'm staying with Call of Duty. Now, in a previous life, this is probably the part where I would have a bit of a bear tantrum and say, well, F you, I'm not coming back to this franchise, I quit Call of Duty and all that nonsense, and then I'd make Overwatch videos for 6 months and disappear. But I'm not going to this time. So, gameplay watching in the background, it's on everybody's favourite map, and you know what, it's decent. The gameplay is decent, so yeah. Right. I'm really disappointed. I mean, I've been kind of watching this from afar thinking, will they, won't they? And I'm kind of thinking, well, of course they're not going to leave the best mode just out to dry. They're not just going to, like, say, okay, anybody who like Plunder? But that feels like that's what they've done. But what about DMZ? DMZ, I don't even know what DMZ is, you know? Like, I've watched footage of it online when they do them YouTube channels and streamers and all that. I've been watching some of the footage. I mean, when it's all hypey nonsense, I can't... My brain's just like... No. Shut the fuck up. And I can't do it, so I can't just sit there and watch it. And plus, I'd rather just make my own opinion of it. You know, it's free to play anyway. I mean, you only have to agree to sell your soul to them and stuff like that, which seems like a fair trade. And you're pretty much good to go anyway. So, I'll try it. But I keep hearing things like Tarkov, and Aces, bless him, he's tried to explain it to me multiple times. But it's just not gone in yet. I don't really understand it at all. But one thing that was explained to me quite well, that has gone in because it's something that I recognise and something that I've played. And that is, it's a lot like the Dark Zone from The Division. Okay, PvPvE, extract loot, extract contraband, take it back so it's not radiated anymore, whatever. And then you get to keep it. Apart from you lose it if you die. And so this to me doesn't scream like a Plunder replacement. Plunder was, you know, fast paced, go in, get your cash and get out, you know, and if you extracted, you extracted it. If you could hold on to it, you could hold on to it. Or if you died, then you've lost a lot of it and you have to go fighting for it back. And that's what made Plunder fun. It was always a cat and mouse game. I mean, it could be frustrating at times if you're having like tunnel vision and you would just go in for the same guys over and over and over again, like when they were better prepared and stuff like that, and you were always going into a losing battle. But that's what made Plunder great. That's what made Plunder what it was. It was so much fun. It was so stupid fun. But that was the key word. It was fun. Battle Royale's boring. Really boring. I don't care if you agree with me or not, it's fine. My brother-in-law, who was my Call of Duty mentor, absolutely loves Warzone, and I still wouldn't touch it. I just can't stand it. So, no Plunder coming back means there is literally nothing for me in Warzone 2. So, where does that lead me now? Well, to be fair, I'm a multiplayer guy anyway, and, you know, I had great success with Plunder videos way back when, and whilst I was never going to be able to replicate that again, that was my lightning in a bottle, and I completely fucked it up, I'll admit. And, you know, that's never going to happen again. But nonetheless, I still wanted to play Plunder and make videos on it and upload it and just enjoy it for what it is, because it was my mode, damn it. That was my mode. I fucking love that mode. And it's shit that it's gone. It is. It sucks, man. It really does suck. And yeah, I'm disappointed about it. But fear not, you know, I'll give DMZ a try. Yay, 1 life and no respawns and shit. Well, that sounds fun. That sounds fun, doesn't it? Like, yeah, I'll go in and I might lose all my shit that I've earned. Yay. But I get to insure it. Oh, I bet there's a way I can spend real money. I hope so. And yeah, I'm just not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. I'm just not. And from a content standpoint, whilst that does kind of put me on the back foot a little bit, I kind of thought this was coming. I had a feeling that this was happening. Like, this team had a feeling that I was now getting in the mood to absolutely shit on them. And that's kind of where I'm at. So I have got content in mind, and I do love Modern Warfare 2, and I can't make that clear enough. The game's broken, buggy as shit right now, but I do genuinely enjoy the game, and I think it's a great time. Now, in a previous life, when Call of Duty can be like this, I got frustrated, and I was like, well, you know what, fuck you, I'm not going to play it, I'm going to go play something else, and blah, blah, blah. No, that's not going to happen, because I do think Season 1 is going to bring a lot for us in particular. And I do think it's actually going to offer us things, like I say, in the way of new guns and new remade maps and whatnot. Am I really looking forward to it? No, I'm not. No, you know, like Warzone off. Like I said, Warzone offers me nothing. My Plunder's gone. I don't know what DMZ is, so I can't tell you if it's good or bad. Maybe when it comes out and I get a chance to play it, then I may be like, oh, this is the best thing since Tummy Rubs, Haribo, and Handjobs. But until that happens, I don't know. And it's that uncertainty that bothers me, because they've taken away something that was really, really good, and then they've replaced it with something that is potentially maybe good. And that just doesn't sit with me well. And one thing that bothers me, though, one thing that bothers me about all of this is that the Battle Royale, they get solos, duos, quads, and then they get a whole array of different modes throughout the season. We got Plunder, which was either trios, or they would remove trios and put in quads. And that was it. Or, alternatively, they would put in Blood Money, which was a faster paced version, and you would have Blood Money quads. Now, if the Battle Royale guys get a different mode, or whatever, say Battle Royale in teams of 6, or hitting each other with floppy dildos, or whatever, doesn't matter, they would still always have solos, duos, quads. But if we had anything, if we had Blood Money or whatever, then the original mode will get taken away from us, only to be given back in some retrospect later. And you didn't know from week to week what you would be playing. And if that happened on the Battle Royale side of things, people would have lost their shit. But because we're the Plunder fans, we're the scum of the universe, we don't matter. And now it's kind of like, well, you know what, we can taketh away as well. And I just kind of feel like, well, why don't you take something away from the Battle Royale guys? Why don't you take away duos, for example? Why don't you just take that away and give us Plunder, and we're fine, just give us Plunder, trios, Plunder, just leave it, honestly, fine, just give us that, leave us alone. You know, don't have to do anything, no, just leave us alone, just make Plunder and just put us here. Don't just fucking take it away entirely. You know, we love that mode. Don't just fucking have it and take your ball and run the fuck home with it. Just give us something in return, and we'd be happy at that. We'd have taken anything, but we get nothing, and that's what pisses me off. We get nothing, not a thing, not even a thank you to the Plunder players, the millions of Plunder players around the world who are going to be disappointed. But we can still go back and play the fucking first version of it. We can still go Warzone 1 and play that. Cheers. Thanks.